you're in Monteverde, you just have to come here. This is incredible. Seriously. I love it. I love it so, so much.
I heard nothing about this place when I was doing my research on Monteverde. And I'm so grateful to local people for recommending me El Tigre. It is truly magnificent. I've got picked up around 8 a.m. and by 8:30 we've already reached the place. You check in, choose the route you want to do. I will give you information on this a bit later in the video. Then you take a picture of the map of the area and you're good to go. The terrain is a bit challenging in some areas, sometimes rocky or slippery, sometimes steep, but you just have to be careful and take your time. And the best thing is, there are so many waterfalls all around, big and small. I was shocked by the natural beauty of what I saw. When I imagined Costa Rica before getting here, this is exactly what I pictured in my mind, guys.
I wish you could see it. It's so much mist, in the air. It is just incredible. Let's do it. Let's cross it. I'm gonna try and film it, though I'm not sure that I will be able to do it because the bridge is so wobbly. It goes side to side and up and down basically. So yeah, let's see.
I can't even count how many hanging bridges there are in the area of El Tigre. It was an experience in and of itself. There are 4 emergency stations along the whole trail, where you can find walkie-talkies, and in case if something happens or you're not feeling well, you can always contact the reception for help. Here I reached a zipline bike station where I had an option to either do this activity to reach station 4 or I could continue walking, which I did. And then at point 4 you can either take a 4x4 ride up to the reception, ride a horse, or do a big hike. And that was my choice for many reasons. First, walking is good for you, and second, I didn't want to exploit the horses. Going up the mountains was very steep, and if I have an option to walk, I would always walk. The hike was a bit challenging but doable. Finally, I saw the main building right in front of me, and on the upper floor they have a panoramic restaurant where you can have lunch for $10. I haven't had any breakfast, so by this point I was starving. I started with a coffee, and then for the main meal I went with a traditional Costa Rican dish called gallo pinto, in a vegetarian way. I was beyond happy that I chose to visit El Tigre, and I highly recommend it. The next day started with a thought. So what if I'm alone? I can't enjoy a zipline? Of course I can. And off I went to Selvatura Park, which is located within the Monteverde cloud forest. I got myself a gold package which included a canopy tour and hanging bridges. I've done all of the zip lines, even a Superman style one, where you fly head first down a zip line, and that ended up being my favorite one. I also did a Tarzan swing, which was crazy. I booked the earliest spot at 8:30 am, and this was the best decision because especially during a rainy season, it usually rains around 2 or 3 pm almost every day, so the best way is to book all of your activities in the morning. You know what's interesting? This bridge, while you're walking on it, it's kind of it's going side to side. You know, it's kind of very interesting feeling. Yeah. So you have to keep your balance. Okay, I'm back at the hostel and let me give you a quick tour of where I'm staying. I chose Outbox Inn for its perfect location in Santa Elena town, from where you can easily book and take day trips to anywhere in Monteverde. Santa Elena is a small town, and so especially if you're not driving in Costa Rica, it is important to have an easy access to supermarkets, restaurants, and coffee shops. I booked a single room and this is how it looked. Very basic, no luxuries, but it was clean and a good option for a couple of days filled with activities, where you just need a place to shower and sleep. And right next to the hostel, literally 2 steps away, there was a restaurant called The Open Kitchen, and what I liked about it is they had many options available, including vegan and vegetarian food, which is, always makes me happy. I had hummus with mushrooms and an avocado toast with a poached egg. Around 6 p.m. I got picked up by the minibus as I booked a night tour in the jungle with Kinkajou. I don't have much footage from there as it was super dark and not really possible to film, but I enjoyed it.
They use the perfect camouflage, the ones that they have, to be difficult for the predator to find. And the family, the only one that is active during a day. The back, just enjoy the tour.
And once again, good morning, it's 5 a.m. and I am ready to go to my next destination, which is Santa Teresa. A quick tip for you guys, in case you are going to Monteverde, as far as I know, Panaderia Jimenez is the only coffee shop in town that opens at 5 a.m. Usually I don't eat that early in the morning, but I don't know what happened to me that day. I was so hungry, so I treated myself to a slice of banana cake. While having my cappuccino, I had time to contemplate on my trip, and there was one phrase that really stuck with me. I saw it written on a board in the hostel, and it said, "A trip is lived 3 times. When we dream, when we live it, and when we remember it." And it just can't be said more beautifully than that. At 5:30, I got picked up by the driver, which took me to Punta Arenas, where I boarded a ferry to Nicoya Peninsula. I thought it was going to be stressful for me because I had a very big and heavy suitcase, don't make this mistake. But it was fine in the end. The only thing is, I didn't know I could leave my suitcase somewhere on the lower deck instead of dragging it with me all the way up to the upper one, but I managed. Let's not forget to mention the views you're getting. They're beautiful. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions and I will see you next week in Santa Teresa.